works and in paint jobs. So this is after a market study. So we didn't just come in and plug you into an area that is already full in terms of skill set. So we've identified where there are gaps. And for the ladies, it's also driving inclusion, gender inclusion. These were previously roles that were not open for the ladies in the marketplace. So I'm told every time you go to a construction site, in the morning they select who they're going to take, and hardly would you find them taking the ladies other than just perhaps to sweep the compound. But now, young ladies, we are saying that you can be able to go into that construction site as a skilled professional, and these are also cohort. You'll be glad to know these are some of the highest paying skills in a construction site. So we are delighted to be then commissioning you for this particular area in the construction industry. So, General, you'll be delighted to know that this pilot phase of training is worth 10 million shillings as a start. And in addition to the technical skills that we'll be imparting, the beneficiaries at the end of the term will also be equipped with none other than a starter toolkit. And this in the construction industry is very important to be quite invaluable and a great support to the graduates. This is a toolkit that is in itself valued each at around 50,000 shillings, and it's quite comprehensive. It's been assessed to have all that is required to enable the graduates carry out the project at hand. So this pilot project with Mwak will be here at the KDF Ulinzi Sports Complex, and thank you for giving us that permission. We've been very deliberate to make sure that we take this project to the community so that the cohorts do not incur transport costs. As you can see, they are quite needy, so we take it to the community where we are carrying out the training. So we are glad it will be here at the Ufunzi Complex Center. And for us, we want to believe this is just the beginning, Madam Chair Lady. And we hope that we'll be able to advance this program, not only this program, but other partnerships with your association and the military at large in future. As I conclude, I want to take this opportunity once more to just commend Mwak, led by their chairperson, Tabitha Kiboshi, for the critical work that you're doing in improving the welfare of the KDF families. Thank you to our foundation team led by John Wamiri for partnering and making this possible. Thank you, General. We are quite delighted that under your leadership you have prioritized the well-being of KDF families. And even your presence today, together with the military brass, is really a testament of how seriously you take all matters affecting the welfare of the KDF family at large. Let me reiterate Family Bank's commitment to support and build not only sustainable business, but also continue to create value in the local community where we have a footprint. We thank you all, the officers, servicemen, and women of the Kenya Defense Forces, for dedicating your lives to ensure that we as a country and our neighboring countries live in peace and order, and that we have peace within our borders, not only in Kenya and the larger East African region. Asanteni sana. We look forward to more high-value strategic partnerships. And I also take this opportunity as the CEO of Family Bank to welcome all of you to bank with Family Bank. For with Family Bank, you have a partner who works with you for life. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
And always respected. I'm totally supported.
CDF would love to request to give her once more a very big round of applause. So for the second guest, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite the Vice Chair of Family Bank, Architect Francis Mungai, famously known as FG Mungai, And just for the purpose of everyone, he is renowned for quite some iconic buildings that we have around Nairobi, including the village markets and also city cabanas. Welcome, FG.
Not just a bag. To me, it is not just a bag. You see.
Our chief guest, General Robert Kibochi, Vice Chair of Kenya Military Force, Lieutenant General Omondi, Service Commanders, Kenya Army, Kenya Navy, and Air Force present, Military Wives Association of Kenya Chair, Mrs. Tabitha Kibochi, the Family Group Foundation Board Chair, Dr. Muraya, Family Group Foundation Board members present, team of Family Bank and Family Group Foundation present, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. For me, I would like to thank General for actually hosting this function, where we jointly launch this construction skills development project for vulnerable children of servicemen. Our primary role as a bank is to transform people's lives through giving affordable credits and giving advice to ensure successful use of these products and develop individuals. The board oversees this through the management, which is ably led by our CEO, who've just been here, Ms. Rebecca Bithi. And one of our goals as a bank is to give back to the community by protecting the environment and supporting vulnerable people like the ones that we've had CEO talk about. I don't want to talk about the activities of the bank. I think I'll leave that to the CEO who've talked to you just here. And neither do I want to talk about the foundation, because we have the CEO who talked about it, and I'm sure the chair will come and talk about it. What I would like to talk about is the cause that we are giving these young men and women. As you've been told, I'm an architect by profession, though I'm in the bank, and I enjoy being in the bank. I've been in this bank for a very long time, and I actually got into it in my offering the service as an architect. And I know that then in this country there's a very big unemployment, and even with that high level of employment, in this industry that the CEO talked about that you have chosen, you will still find people, you will still find a situation where you can't get people to engage in a certain environment. For example, I used to use brick a lot as a profession, but nowadays I do not specify bricks because you'll not find effective and well-trained bricklayers. And yet, bricks, as you know, is one of what you can call sustainable material because you get it from earth, burn it, and build with it. Another skill that actually disappeared completely is, for example, the use of shingles. Shingles is a material that is made out of timber, and timber is a renewable resource because you can grow trees, cut them, use them to build both in the roofs and in the walls, and you sustain your environment. And that is part of our co-engagement. Now, coming to the skills that you're impacting to these young men and women, it is very hard to get skilled electricians and skilled plumbers. I remember there's one project that was doing for the Britam. That project actually created a very bad blood between us and them for only one reason, that the plumbing work kept leaking. Every time we attended to that, leakage were continuous, not competently trained. So what I'm saying in short is that in a mix of employment, you still have people who are not skilled and people you cannot employ. So this program, what it's doing is that it is giving you formal training using solid theoretical framework, which therefore means that you will not be working blindly. You will not be working blindly. That therefore equips you to a situation where you will not only be working effectively and competently, but you'll be working on sound mind. Now, the area that we chose to you in the construction industry, as you probably are aware, is the second largest employer. It employs, after agriculture, and the sector that you have picked, like the CEO said, is what you call M&E, meaning mechanical and electrical services. And this constitutes about 25 to 35% of the construction industry. So you can see you're going to have a very good chunk of that sector, which is the second largest in the economy, and you'll have between 20 and 25%. Earlier, I was talking with the general about the hospital that is being built by the military, and in buildings like hospitals, it constitutes about 45% of the construction work. This therefore means that you are very well placed in this sector, and that you are going to have a very important role. Now, what I'll therefore tell you is that once you finish your course in this sector, do not stop there. Do not be comfortable by having that job that you have gained skills, and especially because of where you're coming from. My suggestion is that think big, be that company that is building or that's engaged directly in employment. Our chief guest, you'll agree with me that the socioeconomic advancement of this country depends, by and large, on the safety of this and the security of the people. And for this safety to exist, the welfare of the officers, servicemen, and women is critical. And we recognize that Kenya government's effort to improve the welfare of our servicemen in the Kenya Defense Forces. And we know this includes the formation of Benevolent Fund. I know I met some of your officers who are on that. For sustainability of family unit, that compromises Kenya Defense Forces. However, we are aware that the Benevolent Fund alone is not enough. And that's where the foundation and the partnership with Mwak come in. The foundation is coming in to support the vulnerable children who are widows or orphaned in the course of the duty. And hopefully these children will then come back and help these families back. We are aware, General, that your office has been keen in creating higher levels of mission readiness to increase the KDF's ability to respond faster and responsibly to the national security challenges, which in turn build the right technical competencies for national defense. But we are also aware that Kenya Defense Forces has a lot of construction, like what we have just witnessed on the construction just ahead here. This construction can actually be very good training grounds for these young men and women. And not just this one, the ones that we're also training in the program. We believe that you can offer that opportunity, and I think it can become a ground where people will grow. Let me conclude by saying this on behalf of the Family Bank Board. We assure you as a board that we commit to work with you, and that was well articulated by the CEO, to work, as was alluded by CEO again. This is one of the many strategic partnerships to come. I would like to commend the great work KDF is continuing to do to protect the sovereignty and territory of this country. And I look forward to coming back to successfully see the graduation of these young men and women, and to you, the graduates, like I said earlier, the students, do not stop there. Allow yourself to become the torch of the rest of the young men and women who come in. And I hope in the future the program of education will allow not learning on the job, being trained by the person who have also learned on the job, but also to have a formal training. With that, I would like to thank you all for giving us this opportunity to be here, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.
CDF Sir, thank you so much, Bwana FG, for your resounding remarks on construction one-on-one classes. Thank you so much. Sir, at this particular juncture, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite Dr. Francis Muraya, who is the chairman, the Family Group Foundation Board.
The chief guests, the Chief of Kenya Defense Forces, General Dr. Robert Kibochi, the Vice Chief of the Defense Forces, Lieutenant General Francis Omondi Ogola, service commanders, general officers, Military Wives Association of Kenya Chairperson, Mrs. Tabitha Kibochi, our Family Bank CEO, Rebecca Bithi, the Family Group Foundation Board, and here, General, I take the advantage to introduce those board members who are here. If I can ask them to just rise, there are not many, General. We have Mr. Mwema Muindi, who is a trustee of the foundation. We have Jerry Moya, who is a trustee of the foundation. We also have Rebecca, who is also sits on the board. And we have John Waimeri, who also sits on the board. And we're missing one person, who is TK Moya, the founder of Family Bank. He also sits on the board. The Kenya Defense Forces officers, servicemen, and women as the Commander-in-Chief, who is able to mobilize that kind of attention from the defense men are the only ones who can be able to pull off such a group. We don't take it for granted. here today to witness a partnership between the Foundation and Kenya Defence Forces Military Wives Association of Kenya. Indeed, this is quite an honor. And where do the two intertwine? Family Group Foundation is the soft belly of the bank. The bank has the finances and the resources, and the foundation transforms the lives of the families. So you put your money where the money is, which is with the bank, and you put your lives where the foundation is, so that we can transform families one step at a time. Training of technical and vocational, this training. I think most of you and plumbers and electricians. So through this shared value initiative at the Family Group Foundation, the construction pillar, which is dubbed Tufuzu Youth Entrepreneurship Development Project, will impact many lives and create, of course, many jobs for many of our young people. And unfortunately, a lot of them, especially girls, are also raising their own young children, or on their own. So empowering them is very key, because they are able to take care of themselves and their own children. So we are deliberate in building a very healthy and more resilient and, of course, sustainable local communities that will deliver real benefits to our local challenges, the ones that I have mentioned before. So I'd like to sincerely thank the Kenya Defence Forces through the wives for taking this initiative and for creating this partnership with the foundation. The role that technical and vocational skills play cannot be emphasized in the Kenya that we need. And that's the Kenya that needs to go to the industrialization revolution by 2030, which again will create a lot of opportunities for self-employment and wealth creation. So far, as a foundation, we have strategic partnerships with institutions like USAID, the World Vision, and is a project that we call Tumikia Mtoto that was mentioned earlier by John. And we have trained over 500 young and vulnerable women in technical and vocational skills. And here, General, because we've been training quite a number of them, we would kindly ask to see how you can incorporate some of these young people that we're training into the military projects, because you do a lot of so it would be very good for us to work with you. We train them, we sponsor them, and then you're able to utilize them in the military projects that you undertake. Of course, these young women at a tender age of 19 and 24, and most of them come from informal settlements. So through these partnerships, we hope to accredit them through the National Construction Authority, which will also be considered for internships and job placements within the KDF construction projects. You may want to know also, General, that between 22 and 23, through the foundation, we have also given Mwak full scholarships to secondary school students, and we give them 4-year full scholarship. And so far, we have given scholarships in the tune of 1.3 million to gifted and vulnerable students from the KDF fraternity. And we promise to continue doing more. In fact, one of our biggest pillars within the foundation is the scholarship pillar. We have given scholarships to more than 1,000 students, and currently we have more than 500 students in various secondary schools that we fully support for the 4-year program. So the partnerships are beneficial and enhance technical skill sets in the young men and women, and we provide critical linkages between technical training and industry, the KDF fraternity. I am, again, quite privileged that I'm here speaking to the generals, because when I was young, I really wanted to become a military person. But for some reason, I was told that I have a flat foot, and I did not qualify for the military. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but now I might be too old to join the military. But in my career progression, I have gotten the privilege to now address the generals. So in a way, my dream has come full circle before the generals, instead of having to have been trained by the generals. But we appreciate the work that you do. I think on behalf of the foundation and on behalf of the communities that we serve, we really appreciate the sacrifices that the military and defense forces have gone through and what they do to make us safe. In addition, I commend the team of at the foundation for onboarding strategic partnerships that will keep on driving overall value to the youth economic empowerment agenda in this country. Again, I thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muraya. CFSR, at this point, I'd like to invite Madam Grace Amogola, who is the Partnership and Collaboration Pillar Lead for Mwak, to give remarks on behalf of Mwak.
You see, who's the family? Yeah. Can you see?
Our chief guest, CDF General Dr. Robert Kibochi, Vice CDF Lieutenant General Francis Ogola, Service Commanders, General Officers, our Chair, Mam Tabitha, Senior Officers, and service personnel here in present, Dr. Francis Muraya, Chairperson, Family Bank Foundation, Architect Francis Muraya, Vice Chairperson, Family Bank, Rebecca Mbithi, CEO, Family Bank, Family Bank Board, Family Group Foundation Board, the whole cohort here today, the reason we are here today. Ladies and gentlemen, my name, as you've been told, is Grace Amogola. I'm the wife to retired Major General Amogola, and in Mwak, I am the lead person for partnership and collaboration. The reason I stand here to represent Mam Chair. Before I proceed, sir, it's always, I don't know whether I should say it's a blessing that every time we have a celebration of our birthday, we drag you into it. Our first birthday, we made sure you came with Vice to launch our strategic plan. And today we are here having celebrated our birthday on Friday and having a good time on Saturday. And for that reason, please, sir, allow me to introduce the Mwak members who are here today. Not all of them, but quite a number are here today. So please allow me to introduce the Mwak members, please. This big team is led by our very own chairperson, Mam Tabitha. Kindly say hello to the people, please, Mam. Yeah, and behind Mam, we also have Mam Vice Chair. Okay. Thank you very much, Mwak members, Mam and my Vice, for being here. It It gives us great pleasure to be here this morning to express our thank you to the Family Bank through Family Group Foundation for accepting to partner with the Military Wives Association of Kenya, otherwise known as Mwak, in this great maiden initiative. Mwak was registered in 2021, and our vision is to promote the well-being of KDF family, having something very close to transforming families. I think it's the same thing, just the wording is a bit different. Yeah, so we are in a good space. The word family, therefore, is a key word that unites Mwak and Family Group Foundation. Mwak is an association for families of those serving, those retired, and the widows. And we are also very passionate about the interest of our orphans and children with special needs within our KDF families. Mwak programs are aligned to 6 pillars, and these are mentorship, and mentorship is chaired by our chairperson, Mam Tabitha, and this program that we are having here today falls under mentorship and education. It's spilling over those two key pillars. So we have mentorship, we have health, we have education, we have housing, we have veteran affairs, we have recreation and well-being. We have 3 supporting pillars that cut across these 6 pillars, and these are funding, partnership and collaboration, monitoring and evaluation. Technical and vocational education and training interests us because it has emerged as one of the most effective enabler for skills development in Kenya today. We are very delighted that through this partnership, we have the opportunity to avail such competency-based training to our families at this Langata Barrack, and hope that in the future, the programs will be replicated in all military establishments. And Langata Barrack always steals the thunder for some reason. We want to thank you, Family Bank and Family Group Foundation, for the 2 trades being offered. Plumbing and electrical are areas, among others, where a big skill gap exists in our country. And I think most of the speakers have alluded to that. Most of us experience it when we have a problem at homes and you can't have a plumber to fix it. So we believe this training will go a long way in bridging this manpower gap. Moreover, the youth will have an opportunity to gain ability to continue with further training or join the labor market, as the prospects of these career paths are very promising, because it's not just about going into labor markets. You can still further your careers. From this, you can go to the next step, and the next day you will be a PhD holder on the same. So we want to encourage you to do that. Our chief guest, sir, your gracing this occasion is very reassuring to us of the support that this program receives from KDF, but more importantly, the possibility of a 360 degrees value addition to the training, with the prospects of absorbing the youth for internship and job placement where possible within the military establishment. And I think when we had a discussion with John, this seemed to be one of his greatest areas of interest, that the students should not only train, but get into internship and finally probably get absorbed into the job market if they don't further their studies. Our youth who are enrolled for the training are with us here today. Youth, can we see you? Our cohort team, please stand up. You look the part. And say hello to us, kwa mahewa. Thank you very much. Sit, please sit. They have made a commitment to ensure the success of the program, recognizing that the fact that opportunities don't come twice and time waits for no man. They have informed us that they joined the training on their own accord, and for that reason they are going to make good use of the opportunity. We believe when they start having financial muscle, they will consider opening accounts with Family Bank. To the parents and guardians, We urge you to support the participants in all possible and available ways for them to be able to concentrate in the training. Encourage them to abide by the engagement rules so that the training is scaled up and many more youths can benefit. So be of good conduct, please. We believe this beginning will see us work far together with Family Bank and Family Group Foundation, not only in skills training, but many other programs that are of benefit to our families, that like the already ongoing scholarship program that our children are enjoying now. Together and as a team, we must pull and make a difference in our society. Our sincere gratitude goes to the Chief of Defense Forces, Service Commanders, DHQ Personnel Department, Compensation and Welfare Department, and the entire KDF fraternity for allowing the Military Wives Association fulfill this promise to our youth of imparting skills and knowledge. As I conclude, I would like to assure everyone seated here today that Mwak, under the leadership of Tabitha, has the drive and commitment to continuously support and complement the Compensation and Welfare Department in offering service delivery to our KDF personnel and their families. I thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mama Amogola.
And always respected. I'm totally supported. And I'm gonna die. It is not just a bag to me.
CDF, sir, Vice CDF, sir, Service Commanders, General Officers present here, sir, our Chair Lady, Mwak, Madam Tabitha Kibochi, ma'am, your membership, CEO Family Bank, the board members of Family Bank, Family Group, and all invited guests. Today, as a member of the welfare family, I'm immensely happy because we are celebrating two things at one. One, we are celebrating the aging of Mwak to 2 years. But that is not the most important thing. The most important thing, sir, is a celebration of Mwak as they break new horizons, sir. They started small, and I, as Chief of Compensation and Welfare, sir, my work is half done, because our ladies have continued to break new horizons like what they are doing today. Today, sir, is not my day. I have only one singular duty. I'm privileged, sir, to invite you to make your keynote address. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, all. Hey, are you tired? You've been sitting for a while. Tumechoka. The CEO Family Bank, Madam Rebecca Mbidi, the chairman of the bank, Dr. Francis Moraya, the vice chair, architect Francis Mongai. I didn't know that you are involved in the village market. That is a great job. I think he deserves a clap, this architect. The Mwak chair, who normally we share paying tax and rent together with a great team of Mwak ladies. The Mrs. Grace Amogola, who also happened to be from my family of communicators. It's always good to see signals being represented at that level of the Kenya Defense Forces, because I'm sure members from is an Air Force aviator. He's the North Rift. He's the one our